Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello and welcome to the GeForce Racing Leagues. It is Wicked Wednesday. That means back-to-back action here for you. Starting off, of course, with the 2Ws Plumbing Street Stock A Division, brought to us by Supreme Sim Racing Team. And then after this, we'll finish things out with the Elites, the best sprint car drivers we have in the 360 ranks. That, of course, brought to us by Ashweekett Speedway Race Source. Tonight, we are here at Lanier National Speedway, one of my favorites. It's a 3/8 mile track and one of the racier tracks on the GeForce Racing League and, of course, on the iRACING platform in general. I'm Doug Elkins. Joe White is with me as well. We're going to take a look at the points here in the middle, but first, let's check in with Joe. Obviously, everything's off to a good start tonight, Joe, unlike last Wednesday.
Yeah, just a little rocky there on last Wednesday part, but hey, look, hopefully everything holds up. We're going good tonight. Got these street stock guys out here, and like you said, Gambler Motorsports here on a pre-race show in a Vanderbilt qualifying here, and I tell you, street stocks, I hate that we missed the last week because I really have enjoyed, I really have enjoyed these street stocks the last several weeks. They have put on a great show. Lanier is one of these tracks where it's big. It's one of the bigger tracks. They've got a lot of room here tonight, so hopefully these guys will be able to get out there and fan out, but I still think we're going to see some side-by-side paint trading out there on the track.
They are in Vanderbilt qualifying right now. Let's take a quick look at the NSM division standings. Zachary Chapman still stands atop it, and wow, almost a 50-point lead over Shane Ramtham, who, as you can see, is fastest so far here in the Vanderbilt qualifying sessions. Steve Shaw Jr. is third in the points, Rob Shaw fourth, Wade Miller fifth, and then Nicholas Vickery, Brett Raby, the New Zealander, Philip Gom, Stewart, and Jeffrey Barker round out our top 10. Let's see. Qualifying is just about done. You can see the results. I like this place, Joe. show here. You and I were talking about this. One of the few tracks, by the way, that's asphalt and dirt within the iRacing platform. But there's a lot of room at this place, isn't there, Joe?
There is. I mean, you should be able to multi-groove it here. Now, it's all going to depend on the setup they're going to use. I think with these, they do have open setups. Obviously, with our Elite Division coming next week, it's going to be an open setup too. So everything is it's going to be interesting to see what these guys are able to put on. I don't know. I'm going to be interested. I think they got a lot of room here to work tonight.
They do. Reminds me of a little place called Fulton Speedway that's here in central New York. Only thing that's a little bit different is there's no walls on the inside of that track. But a 3/8 mile, so it's kind of in between. It's not a short track. It's not a big half mile. And what we've noticed a lot of times here, Joe, is those tracks tend to put on better racing, don't they?
They do. As we're getting set here to go to our first one here, Heat Race tonight. I mean, you're right. It's going to be some outstanding racing. I can't wait to see what we got, what these guys are going to put out here tonight, man.
Yeah, I missed it last week, so I'm really excited to be here with you guys. Remember, like and share, comment on the Facebook side and the YouTube side. Joe can see that. I can see if you put something actually through the iRacing platform itself. But we are ready for A&J Custom Creations qualifying heat race number 1. Remember, they specialize in laser engraving and CN machinery with wood. Have you seen some of those this week, Joe? People have been showing some of the plaques they got.
Beautiful,
great,
beautiful, man. Awesome looking plaques out there.
So make sure to look up Andy Patton. And whether you're, like we said, bowling league, you got volleyball leagues coming up this summer, whatever it is, make sure to think of something different instead of the standard trophy and call A&J Custom Creations. 3 qualifying heats. This is heat number 1. Look at the lineup. You can see it on your screen. Canadian Troy P. Stewart on the pole. Another Canadian Stephen Shaw Jr. right on the outside of him. Field Miller from down in the Carolinas and Shane Ramtham, they are in row number 2. Ramtham was the fastest qualifier on the whole night, so he starts 4th in this. John Hine and Rob Shaw will be in row number 3. Kyle Parker, Jeffrey Barker in row number 4. Gordon Grant did not take time, but the Canadian is scheduled to go away in position number 9. So again, beautiful night for racing here in the virtual world. We hope you guys are having fun. Joe, I understand you're turning laps. You're going to be out here soon, right?
Well, yeah, I did hook up my wheel, so we'll see how that goes and go from there. I have not done iRacing in, well, it's been well over a year or so we'll have to see how that works out. But man, I tell you what, the one thing is these guys out here, they definitely know how to turn the wheel and turn it fast. Looks like we got 8 drivers. Gordon Grant didn't grid here.
And remember, they had the Street Stock B division right from here. So the drivers in that B division are all hoping eventually to make it up to this A division. So this is basically the best drivers that we have. And of course, make sure to check out GForceRL.com. Schedules are there. There's lots of stuff for newbies like Joe and myself. They do road course racing on Sunday night. You name it, they do it. And of course, a lot of folks will be doing the Daytona road course, I would imagine, here soon. So we are ready to go. 8 laps, top 4 qualified. Caution laps are going to count all night here for the street stocks. It'll be different later when we get to the elite sprints, Joe.
Absolutely. Here we go. Getting set to go green flag. Heat race number 1. A&J Custom Creations out here tonight. Troy Stewart there and Stephen Shaw Jr. And it looks like Troy's getting a good jump out front of him. They're already 3 wide battling behind him.
I like the Shaw car, the looks of it. It reminds me of a street stock from the 90s. But boy, that bottom row got going real good off the start. As you can see, Troy P. Stewart off the bottom up to the lead. Field Miller has come from 3rd to 1st. Looks like the outside's not as good here early on, Joe.
No, it's not. It looks like the inside. You got John Hine right there in the cruise shop, FW.com machine. We also saw the boat, but he just took that boat right into the side of a wall there as he always fell all the way back from 7th. From 4th, Kyle Parker is in the last transfer spot, but he's got heat from Shane Ramtham right there along with him.
Yeah, that's the race right now. You're watching for 3. And the position you can see on the bottom, Stephen Shaw Jr. is there. He is holding that spot on the outside with Kyle Parker, and Shane Ramtham, who is 2nd in the points, is on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah, a little one right now looking pretty good. And sorry about the echo there. Somebody jumped up into the channel with us here. But they got Troy Stewart right there along with it. Field Miller and Steve Shaw Jr. And right now Troy is a man up front looking pretty good. Battle's on for that 4th place, man. Kyle Parker and Shane, those 2 guys are going door to door, neck and neck.
Yeah, Rantham's the pink car down on the inside. Parker's the black and white car on the outside, and watching right behind them is Rob Shaw. He's hoping maybe the 2 of them get together and he can sneak underneath and get the spot. And also sniffing for the lead a little bit is Field Miller.
Trying to look on the inside, see if he can't get up there. Contact on the 4th place. This is what Rob wants to see because, man, he'll get right there inside. He's licking his chops on it now because he's up to 5th.
Yeah, he got one of those spots back. He'll see if he can get another. Although now it looks like coming right back up to try to take the spot. So that's the race on the track right now. You're watching it for that last qualifying spot.
Oh boy, check it out. Second place battle. Here comes Stephen Shaw Jr. coming around the turn. He took the high side, and man, a block by Troy. Troy, I think, I'm like you said, that high lane, sort of middle lane right now is the one that's coming in.
Yeah, the bottom was there first, but now just here we are. They just took the white flag, by the way, and Shaw, the only one on the outside, and he's got the lead.
Well, I tell you what, Troy dominated most of the heat here, and then just out of nowhere, Stephen Shaw Jr. turned to Wickham and said, "See you, and going to take this victory here." And A&J Custom Creations heat race number 1. Wow! And looks like Troy's going to hang on to second, Miller to third, and Shane's going to pull off that fourth place transfer spot.
And that was in doubt there, really, until the very end, that final transfer spot. And again, you coming in as second in points, 50 behind. You need to make sure you qualify through that heat race. Heat number 2 brought to us by the good folks at McConey Setup Shop. We have a video we're going to show you a little bit later on to tell you more about them. But basically, for people like Joe and myself, and maybe you too, we're lost when it comes to setups and things like that. They are the folks that can help you do this. Joe has some relationships with them in the past. We'll talk more about them later. Look them up on Facebook, message them. They want your feedback and all that stuff. So McConey Setup Shop bringing us qualifying heat race number 2. Steven Spies and Lance Ripka are on the front row. Raw 2 is Daniel Vaught and Brett Ryby from New Zealand. Cecil Kirkpatrick, one of our new drivers this season, is on the inside of row number 3 with Stephen Shaw Sr. And then Connor Ross and Derek Medley is on my screen, but he did not take time. So I would imagine that's why he's not showing up on our screen here. So 7 cars, 4 get in.
Absolutely. Yeah, Connor Ross is out there, so I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, there he is. He's right there in the back part. Must have gridded up a little bit later. But either way, Steven Spies up front, Lance Ripke along with him. Like you said, Daniel Vaught getting here for our heat race number 2 here tonight. Well, that first one was pretty good. It heated up there at the end.
It's going to be interesting to see now, because remember what happened at the drop of the green in the first heat? The bottom lane just moved right out front, but it ended up being the top side lane. That's what makes Lanier so much fun. And again, we're so happy that you're watching racing, and for some of you guys watching this later, to watch your own racing. Green flag out, heat race number 2.
They're absolutely live tonight here on both of the YouTubes here on OSR Network and on GForce Esport with the iRacing live here tonight. And they 3 wide already, tracking it here around about the 3rd, 4th place spot. That's been all the transfer spots there. They're going to look to try to take the lead. Second place battle, Brett Ryby, Daniel Vaught right there with Lance Ripke.
Spies out in front, and it's hard to tell right now what might be the better line, but Ryby is going to try the outside. Ran out of room, into the wall he goes.
Oh, you talk about pancaking somebody up against a wall. Steven Spies ran Brett right up against it, and I think he realizes that middle lane right there, and Brett had the ideal lane, but he's still holding the low line. Here comes Brett, going to try it back again.
And that's the danger of passing someone on the outside as you come out of a corner with a wall on the outside. You might think you're clear, and here we're going to see it again and see if it works this time. Spies down low, Ryby up high. The battle for the lead is the best one on the track. Vaught and Kirkpatrick are still in the last qualifying spots. Contact between the leaders.
Yeah, contact, and it looks like Brett's going to benefit from that one as Spies is going to fall back. He's going to try to dive it down on the inside. Good battle going on. We got a great battle happening, though, for that 4th place final transfer. Cecil? Is that right?
Cecil Kirkpatrick.
Okay, yep. Cecil Kirkpatrick. And we got Daniel Vaught there, Lance Ripke, all battling around for that 4th and final transfer spot to the feature here tonight. And it's actually looking pretty good as you got the 180 of Daniel outside looking in. He's got contact, Connor Ross.
Ross on the inside. Now they're in 5th and 6th, Ross and Vaught. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. Nice run by Lance Ripke as he is now in the final qualifying spot.
Yeah, Lance right there is trying to see if he can get one more position there on Cecil, but up front, Brett Ryby is taken away on this one here at Heat Race 2. You got Steven Spies there in 2nd. Again, a battle's heating up here for the 3rd and 4th place spot, which will be the final transfer spot as the white flag flies one more time.
Last time around here, as the battle up front is still pretty good, but Ryby has a car length. You can see the gaps there as you see the wide shot. You're looking right at the start-finish line as they come out of 4, Joe.
Out of 4, and like I said, Brett's going to take it. Just gives you a good idea just how far apart those guys are on the track there, so it's a good one. As Brett takes it here, Lance hangs on to 4th place.
Qualifying Heat 2 in the book. Heat number 3 is up next. brought to us by Howard Hanna Real Estate. They are, and this is, again, I didn't know this, #1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the whole darn country. Get a hold of Scott Hurwitz, that's 2 T's at the end, shurwitz at ymail.com. Whether you're looking for your first house, a nice place in the country, that dream house that you've always wanted to be in, or you're selling, make sure to look them up. I think sometimes we forget about that side of it too, but you need a good agent to move your home. Make sure to look for Howard Hanna Real Estate. Again, 8 laps, top 4 to qualify. Todd Shaw, Nicholas Vickery, they are in the front row. Philip Gom and point leader Zach Chapman are in row number 2. Jack Hitt, Ron Snyder, row 3. Then Mike Schultz, and I believe this is a new guy, and we may say his name wrong here, and if you know it, best make sure to let us know. Zachary DeWile, I would imagine is how that goes. I could be wrong, and probably are. I think there's like 3 or 4 different ways you could go with that one, right, Joe?
Probably so.
Yeah.
He's not gridded up though. He missed a grid.
He's not there. Okay, he did not take time.
Oh.
So the Canadian, well, we'll see if he comes back maybe later for one of the last chance qualifying races.
Yeah.
But some of these guys not gridding up, we might be at that magic 23-24 number, because I always hate when it's 25. Don't you, Joe?
Well, either way, I mean, they're either going to get in or they're not.
But when it's 25, somebody's not going to get in, and I always hate that.
I know that. Yeah. You know, you don't ever want to see nobody have to go home. I mean, but that's kind of the reason we have the heat races in the Constellation. Unfortunately, racing's racing, but like you said, pace trucks in. We'll have to see who gets there and who don't. As here we go, Nicholas Vickery and company up front. About to take off with Todd Shaw right there, and boy, they're pushing and shoving up front.
Yeah, here goes, let me see, who's out there at the bottom there? That's Philip Gom in the 320. He's trying to get up in the mix now, too, as this is getting interesting, but a good start for Shaw. He started up front, and the race for second is now heating up.
Yeah, it is. That'll be Nicholas Vickery and Philip Gom right there along with it. And you got Zach Chapman right behind them, seeing if he can. He's in the final transfer spot. Jack Hitt back here hanging on to the 5th place, seeing if he can't maybe see if those guys make a mistake up there. And that's what he wants to see, as Chapman gets a little bit up there on the inside of Nicholas. It looks like the inside lane might be coming alive again.
And Gom, boy, he really threw that thing sideways that time. I'm watching right now as we're watching Zach Chapman move up, and I'm also noticing that the difference in qualifying between Chapman, who started 4th, and Hitt, who started 5th, was almost a quarter of a second, so no surprise the top 4 are in the top 4 right now.
Yeah, it is. Right now, Nicholas Vickery is falling all the way back to 4th. Out front, Todd Shaw. You got Philip Gom right there in 2nd place, and then Zach Chapman sitting in 3rd, and I don't know. Nicholas is going to see if he can't get back up there. Actually, Zach is the one kind of heating on the back end of Phillips there, so it's got a battle about heating up for 2nd place.
Yeah, Gom's been at the bottom pretty much since we dropped the green flag on this thing, and if anything, I think Vickery's falling back right now. Whether he'll fall back enough to give Jack Hitt a shot, we'll have to see. But here's the race I've been watching right here for 2nd place. That's Chapman on the outside of Philip Gom.
Yeah, it is, right on the outside. Chapman's going to try it, and let's see if that outside lane middle groove there kind of blinks a little bit. One of them online deals, but right there you see him, and Phillip is hanging on the 3rd. Man, what a good power move to the outside Zach was able to make.
2 more laps to go. Now, does he have enough time here to catch Todd Shaw? And of course, remember, with the iRacing platform, where you finish matters, because that's going to move you up ahead of the 3rd place car in the grid. So we'll see what happens here. Does he have enough to catch him? White flag was out that time.
I don't know. Coming out of turn 2 and so forth, Zach Chapman's trying to run him down. Final times, final turns. Todd Shaw's good. Looks like he's pretty good unless he makes a huge mistake out of 4. Nope. Going to win it here.
Win goes to Shaw. Chapman gets 2nd, Gom in 3rd, and Nicholas Vickery grabs our final qualifying spot. So that will do it for the qualifying heat races. The B-Main is coming up next, but unlike your local short track where they might go out and do some grooming or who knows what, we go right to it here. There's no reason to put more fuel in the car or anything like that. That's why one of the big reasons I love iRacing so much. Here's how they go. Rob Shaw, Daniel Vaught in row 1. We were just talking about Jack Hitt. He's in row number 2 with Kyle Parker. Connor Ross and Ron Snyder are in row 3. John Hines, Stephen Shaw Jr. in row 4. Mike Schultz and Jeffrey Barker in row number 5. Derek Medley, Zachary DeWell. They are scheduled to go in the next row back, as it looks like we're going to have that magic number. We're going to have 24 exactly. Perfect.
Awesome.
I like it.
Nice.
I like that.
And that means, really it's kind of a test session for a lot of these guys out here. And that's, some of them like that, some of them don't. But, it kind of a double-edged sword there a little bit, Doug. I mean, just, yes, it'll help them out, see what they can do in the feature. But the qualifying, and what I've seen here at this place so far, we've seen some guys make some passes. But the passes we've seen are maybe only one or two here and there. We've not seen anybody kind of run through the field. Usually that means the track is good, the setups are dead even amongst the field. We've got some great competitors out here, and everybody is kind of dead even on the field, and you're just going to have to do something drastic to get up front. Unfortunately, unlike NASCAR or road racing where you have pit stops to make up those grounds, dirt racing, you don't really have a lot. I mean, you don't really talk about this much, but there's really no way to really make up ground if you're way marred way back in the back of the pack. There is, to me, there's no way to, if you're kind of stuck in a field like we are here, there's no way to get through the field unless everybody wrecks in front of you.
That is true. And of course, that is something we tend not to see as much of the street stocks. Maybe a little later with the sprints, we'll see that a little bit more. This race is going to be 10 laps. Everybody's in, so the winner will start 13th. Rob Shaw's the guy in the bottom. Golden Pony Boy, he's got that on the back of the bottom, is the 180, and no trouble for John Hine.
Yeah, no cautions here in this one there, but I just happened to see him go around, so figured I'd check in on him there. Kyle Parker and company up front racing. He has. I mean, the good news is, like you said, he's going to get into the feature, but the bad news is he's going to be marred way back in that traffic, so he's going to have to figure out something. And, yeah, his boat's just not sailing very well in the waters tonight, so we'll have to see what happens here on Lanier. But up front, Rob Shaw, he's got that thing checked out and hooked up very well, along with Kyle Parker, Daniel Vaught. And we've seen this a couple times. The leader get out there in, you know, a good lead, but the second place car finds something and starts reeling them back in.
And right now, I were talking about the trends of the track. Top does look a little better right now, doesn't it, Joe?
I would say, yeah. I mean, I would go along with maybe the middle groove, but I can actually start seeing them touching that top side on the cushion. I mean, this place has such a big top side to it. It's not like your normal. Normally, you're way up against that wall. Here, you've got a lot of room, and so it's not going to build the cushion on this track like it would at a normal one. You're not going to get that big burn style cushion up there like a heel almost, so that you can push off. So this place, more or less, yeah, you're either going to have to. I'm going to say you're going to pick that low, or you're going to pick kind of the middle to high lane and either stick to it. And I'm with you. It looks like right now Ron Snyder is the man. He's looking on the high side, but you see right behind him, Jack Kitt's taking the low line.
That's true, too. And, of course, this is nothing like what we're going to see later when we go to Weed Sports Speedway, which is going to make this place just absolutely wide and huge and all of that. So I know some of the guys have mixed feelings on that. Right now, that's third and fourth. Daniel Vaught is in the golden 180. Right behind him is Ron Snyder. Snyder started sixth. Vaught started second. There's our Oreo car, hoping not to crinkle things up. That's Steve Shaw Jr. Connor Ross wants to dip it in some milk as they head down.
Yeah, well, he's got Miller on his car, and I don't know how well beer and cookies go together.
Yeah, really they go pretty good, actually. Yeah.
I'm gonna take your word on that one, Doug, because it just don't sound good, man.
Well, you don't dip them in the beer, but you can have some Oreos with a beer of your choice.
I hear you. There you
this
go.
is position 6 and 7 is what we're watching right now, but that is interesting with Miller and Oreos. So not exactly a post-race snack. A lot of people.
Not good battle back behind him though. Jeffrey Barker right there with Mike Schultz, who actually is probably, if I have to say, anybody has run through the back. I mean, he's been it back, and this is just a perfect. It's the perfect example though of what we talked about. He started back in the back, and he's just not been able to make any ground up to the front there. Mike has, and it just shows you how dead even. And just to give you another idea, the lap times, everybody's into 17 seconds. Doug, you're talking about the leader went 17:03. John Hine, who was off pace, and actually we just got done, was 17:55. Sorry about that, folks. We were so caught up on talking everything else, went into the race.
It happens.
But just to show you there was only a half second splitting everybody on the field. So that goes to show you how tough it is. But we're in a warm-up here, and going to be a very, very good one here, folks. We're going to talk about our sponsors here tonight. Yes,
we are.
So hang on just a second.
Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
Welcome back to the GeForce Racing League tonight. These are the Street Stocks, one of our favorite divisions to watch, the 2Ws Plumbing Street Stock A division. You have to race to get into this. We're at one of our favorite tracks, the near National Speedway, 3/8 mile track, little bit of bank, lots of room all over the place. This is the Icon Sim Sports Intermission. And Icon Sim Sports, this is something I think that every race car driver, if they had any iRacer, if somebody were saying, okay, here's $1,000, here's $1,500, what are you going to spend it on? They're going to spend it at Icon. Basically, they make rigs. And Joe and I have seen some of these. Some of them are quite elaborate with multi-screen setups, real race seats. Make sure to check them out, iconsimsports.com. And, of course, we also wanted to say thanks to the good folks at McConey Setup Shop. Make sure to check out our page, too, to see who the NSM Photos Driver of the Week is. That is updated every single week. And don't forget to support everything we do here by subscribing to GeForce Esports. And of course, later on, we'll be chatting with some folks as we're going to find out who our hard charger is. 2Ws Plumbing brings us our hard charger. That's the driver who passes the most cars. We'll find that out later on. Malcolm Mills, of course, has bringing us the replays for as long as I can remember here. And of course, they'll all be trying to get to Epsilon Sprint Wraps Victory Lane. Doug Elkins along with Joe White, who is down in North Carolina. How are things in Carolina tonight, sir?
Good. Everything's good. They're saying we might get some snow, but I think we're going to get more. We're going to get more rain. It's going to be rain. That's what it's going to be. Okay. Rain. Yeah.
Well, I think they might be getting some a little bit north of you, and we got lucky. Yeah. This was supposed to miss us, and we got 4 inches yesterday. So we're up here in snow country here in New York. Big race coming up here, like we said. This is going to be a 30-lapper. Caution laps will not count. And there you can see what we've been racing on tonight. Boy, if the corner's a little bit different, Joe, I certainly haven't noticed just yet.
I haven't either.
Not paying enough attention.
I'm with you. I haven't either. Hey, what's up, Drew? Drew says he is watching from UK. Well, I'll tell you what, that's some commitment right there. I tell you what, I like that, man. Watching over UK says, thanks for making the day a little bit brighter. Well, you know what? We thank you for watching and tuning in. And like I say, tonight we're live on GeForce Esports on YouTube and OSR Network on YouTube, and obviously iRacing Live. And I definitely want to appreciate everybody tuning in. Definitely check out GeForceRL.com. You will get all the info you need to know about the GeForce Racing League and all the great sponsors we're talking about. We talk about Icon, Sim Sports out there, and they definitely make some top-notch chassis. The one thing I think that stands them out a little bit different from the others, as there's a multitude of great ones out there, is they will build this one to you, and that's the biggest thing I like. And then then from there, obviously, once you pick all your other equipment you need, jump over to the McConey Setup Shop. I mean, Jeff right there, I have watched him start that from the ground because he was in the booth with me all last year. So I watched him start that and go. He's the only LLC setup shop on iRacing. There's a many of setup shops, just like there's a many of broadcast companies out there, and a many of leagues out there on iRacing. So you have a lot to choose from, but they are the only one that is an LLC setup shop, and I like that so that they're not going anywhere. I couldn't, I get why he could go somewhere, but it's going to cost him a lot to do it. But either way, that gives you a little peace of mind of who you're dealing with, what you're dealing with, and so forth and so on. So definitely check them out. And Mike Schultz out there says, just a stock iRacing he's running on the stock iRacing setup, so it's slow.
Oh.
Okay, so that gives us a little insight on what the reason why he's not as being quite as fast. But we're gonna grid these guys up. It's feature time.
Supreme Sim Racing feature time. Make sure to look for them as you're searching around. If you're looking for the races, just look for SSR there. They pick drivers and move them up into their little league. So, boy, I'll tell you, but you got to be good for that from what we've seen so far. Stephen Shaw Jr., Brett Raby, the New Zealander on the front row. Todd Shaw, Troy P. Stewart, row 2. Steven Spies and Zach Chapman, the point leader, are in row 3. Field Miller, Cecil, Kirkpatrick. The next row back, row 5, Philip Gom, Shane Ramtham. Lance Ripken, Nicholas Vickery, row 6. Rob Shaw, Kyle Parker, row 7. Daniel Vaught, Ron Snyder, row 8. Jack Hitt, Stephen Shaw Sr., row 9. Connor Ross, Mike Schultz, row 10. Jeffrey Barker, John Hine. John's had a tough night so far. And then at the back of the pack is going to be Zachary Duell. So, of course, you were, speaking of our friend watching over in the UK, you were just at Brands Hatch the other day, racing a lot bigger in England, I think, than people realize that it is. So the lights are off on the race truck. Probably not many Camaros over in England, though, I would think.
Nah.
They'd have to be shipped over there. So,
got Mustangs over there.
They do? Okay, I didn't know. Oh, the horses or the cars? Green flag comes out here. Stephen Shaw Jr. on the bottom. Right up on the high side. Who is that on the side of his car? I would have to ask him that if he gets down there.
Absolutely, but they're already 3 wide right there for around 4th and 5th place spot. Todd Shaw, Zach Chapman and company. Look at this mess.
Field Miller.
Are they going to get it sorted out? But this just goes ahead and tells us what we were talking about earlier. This track is wide enough to do this. Field Miller's there to be able to go 2 and 3 wide, and they've definitely got it back down to 2 wide. Battle up front, Brett Raby.
Raby scored as the leader last time. And for those of you who might be somewhat new to this and you're looking for a track to kind of get used to, this is a good one to start at because there is a lot of room. Raby peeking out front. You see Steven Spies, that's the orange and black 55. He is on Stephen Shaw Jr. for second, but Shaw's got other ideas. He said, I don't want to race for second. I'm still going for the lead.
Yeah, it is. Spies right there hanging on the 3rd. Stephen Shaw's up front, though, around with Brett Raby. Raby's got that high lane we was talking about up there on the top side cushion. Look out. Here comes Spies to the inside. Little contact between those two, but no harm, no foul. I'll tell you what, Shaw's taking the low line. Both of those guys are, and more Raby's still hanging on to that top lane.
And that cost Shaw a little bit of distance there. Anytime you have to do a quick little zippity-zip with the steering wheel, it's going to cost you probably about a car length, and that is what it is right now. We'll see if Spies can sneak underneath. Field Miller has been working the bottom in the red and yellow 677. I have a feeling he might have something here.
Massive battle going on around 4th and 5th place spots. You got Todd Shaw, Field Miller. Miller's been falling off the pace just a little bit, the backside there. But on the top, as you see, the 6.6 machine, that's Miller there in front of him. Up top, that's actually Todd Shaw, Shane Ramtham there along with those guys. So a good 3-way battle with all them gentlemen around there.
Ramtham's the one that has the pink 22 on the side of it, just behind this bunch. That is positioned. Let me see. Oh, actually, we got a little battle for the lead. Is Shaw? Well, he peeked in there for a second, but you might have a shot at him this time.
He's been able to get there along the side of his door, but not been able to make that slide job move. He's got the slider working. It just will not engage and make him shoot right on past Raby. Raby's got something on that high lane, but I don't know. We'll have to see how this race goes on. Still in the books, clean and green right now. It's a battle for the lead. Shaw and Raby up front. We've seen this a couple times. The guy up top there rumbling pretty good, and then that low line just automatically come in.
And I've seen Raby even go a little, I didn't think we had the cautions for this one. So, okay.
Yeah, well, yes, feature time. We got the cautions in here. John Hine was involved along with Troy, Mike, and company. We're looking on A&J Custom Cases replay and all. It looks like 217 machine there just went around and then just kind of just chaos and pinball effect after that. Just dominoes from there.
And to clarify, the cautions are, it's just the laps are counting. The caution laps count.
Right.
So unlike later with the sprints, it will freeze. For some reason, I always have a mental block on that for some reason. I don't know why. But big thanks to Malcolm Mills. Of course, they are a full-service mill writing company up in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Fabricating, welding, servicing industrial clients. Make sure to look them up. They've been with us for quite some time. Good start. 10 green flag laps to start. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good long green flag run right there. So that puts us in with 20 to go here. As things will go by pretty good. It's all been Brett Raby up front along with Steve Shaw Jr. And Shaw has tried the low line now. Interesting, though. We go side by side, duel to duel here. that Ryby would take the inside after he's had that great run up top. I think maybe he sees Shaw benefits from the low line. He's going to get that benefit of being the leader and taking off here anyways. So he wants to try to get Shaw off his game and see how well he can do up top, because what it's going to do is going to bring Spees down the inside with him.
Well, it sure worked for Raby. Well, will Spees be able to do something down there? Because it looks like he's going to try to get by Shaw, and he is now up to second place. So it looked like that move worked by Raby.
It did, but here's the thing. 3 wide. Shaw's going to see if he can't put it in the middle. Not going to be able to get it done. Shaw wants that inside lane. Right now, Spees is down there blocking him and pinning him up top. It is still a good 2-door battle here, but behind him you got Chapman, Miller, and company, and you can just see, I think Stephen Shaw wants that inside lane, because I don't think the car's handling what he wants up top. He wants back down low, and I think that was just by plan of Ryby. He knew how good Shaw was down low.
And I think Chapman knows that too. He's the 72 right behind Spees in the 55, and he's not in any hurry to let the 96 back down to the bottom either, Joe.
No, he's not. Right there, Zach Chapman's getting a good run, but you just see that the inside lane can get alongside of the leader. Just cannot make that slide job move completed. He can get down there going into the turn, but middle off is where the high lane is rumbling, and we'll just have to see if one of these slicks off. Here comes the 777 of Phil Miller. He shoved that thing down on the inside. He almost made a stick. Yellow's out.
They are doing their own setups as the caution is out here with just 13 laps to go. I think a lot of times the setup, because you can see some cars are making it work out there, and like you said, Stephen Shaw just doesn't seem to. Oh, heavy contact in the wall for the 117 of Troy P. Stewart.
Ouch, that's our A&J Custom Creations replay right there. Well, things are heating up, and I think if I am Steven Spees, this time though, if he's worried about Shaw, and he shouldn't take anything away from any of the other guys. Actually, Shaw now is way back and forth, so he lost it to Chapman. So actually, Ryby can take I was going to say go to the outside, put Shaw back to the outside again, because that's what would have happened, is would have flipped around that way. But now he's going to go back to the inside and then put Shaw back on the outside. So it looks like he's keeping him up there. Again, I'm just speculating from what I see up here in the booth, folks. He could be like, Joe, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. But from what it looks like here, yes, he's wanting whoever was challenging him on the inside at the time. He's putting them up high and seeing. Now, he did not get the start he wanted that time, but he was able to be able to power and motor by in turn 1. But now it's 3 wide, and that's why he wants the guy on the inside, because contact made 3 wide for a battle. Here for the lead.
And if there's contact outside, they tend to clean up to the high side, so Ryby better hurry up and try to get away from these guys. 3 wide for the lead. Now as Chapman's down on the inside. What a race to start Wicked Wednesdays.
Yes, absolutely. And caution's out. Nicholas Victory around. What a battle, though, is brewing for the top, and we'll get on to that here in just a second. But unfortunately, let's come back on to A&J Custom Creations, see what happened to Nicholas Victory here on the replay. But yeah, just right there, we're talking. Oh, it looks like I thought he might have had a little love. Oh, he got in the back, and then good job by everybody except for John Hine, who was just. I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, he better just trade in that boat tonight. It's not. Yeah. He better get a vacation from the cruise shop FW.com, because the night's just not been tonight, unfortunately for him. But real quick, what I'm seeing here is Ryby is putting whoever battles him on the inside, and I guarantee he's going to put Spees back up top. Reason being is once he gets up top, you saw that Chapman wasn't able to do anything. Ryby wants those guys to battle the person on the inside and push up to the outside, because it's going to give him the leverage. And plus, he's going to hold up whoever it is on the inside anyways. But that inside car is going to get up there and kind of lock that outside one, which would be Spees at this moment. So it is a good strategy here, whether that's what he's doing or in his mind. I just got to feel that's what it is, because he's done it pretty much like clockwork every time the caution. Usually if it's not, they'll switch it up. But you'll just see, yes, he gets that jump because he's a leader. He gets that jump right there, because he's a leader. But then everybody behind him, he knows that inside car is going to come with him, because he's going to get a jump, and that's going to hook that guy up top, and he's just not going to get the groove. And here comes Steve Shaw. He was able to get back down low, and he's like, this is where I want to be at right now. Battle up front. But look at these guys, man, digging the dirt.
Yeah, and Shaw all the way down on the brown stuff, all 4 tires down there. There is low, and then there's where Shaw is running right now in the 96. 3 wide for a moment per second. Here we go. Here's my favorite shot. Let's ride with Field Miller.
Yeah, Field Miller's got a good front view of what's going on right here in the battle for around 3rd place and 4th place. He's CM 4 to go. Right now, if anybody's got anything for Ryby, we'll have to see. Field Miller's got a little bit of love tap right there. He's battling door to door with Shane Rantham. And we have to go high here because car's almost around. Oh, he is around.
Oh, no. I had a feeling that
Miller
would
had
happen.
it. Oh, wow. And then he got knocked straight.
Troy Stewart knocked the fender right off it. You see that?
Oh,
no.
wow. Well, you know, I tell you, it's heating up front, which rightfully so. Now it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Because Chapman hasn't been in second yet. And
No.
now he is, so
We're going to see if old Ryby's got this mentality we've been talking about all night long here in the SSR street stocks. Is he going to put the guy there? I think he does. I think he sticks to what's been working. Don't change it up unless they go single file, but don't change it up. I say you stick to what it is.
You stick with it, right?
No,
You know,
yeah, absolutely.
What's the old Bear Bryant line? You dance with the one that brung you.
Absolutely. What's up, Preston? How you doing out there? Wait you out here, Preston? They said Preston had won a battle out there. You just said what? And there you go. See, Brett goes down on the inside. So it'll be interesting to see if he pulls this win off. I'd like to ask him, or you ask him there to see if that was the mentality of keeping the guy up high, that inside lane on the start now was the place to be at. And it was working.
Why is it working? You know,
absolutely.
We haven't seen Chapman outside of him yet either, though. So they're adding laps here. Okay, remember this is supposed to be 30, but right now I'm showing 33. So we should get green this time.
It's not counting the cautions, I don't think.
Right. But it showed 31, then 32, then 33. So it should be green, white, checkered. Remember, once the leader takes the white. You say it best, Joe. Why do you say it?
Hey, they can kill themselves on the track. All they need right now. You see, Brett Ryby. Is he going to be able to clear him? Because that's the key. He cleared him. He got him clear, but then he went back down low to get a little bit there. He is sticking a little lower than he normally is, but I think he's going to travel back up high this time. Here he goes. And what he wanted to do was make sure Spees and Chapman right there get together. Battles on for the top spot. Final time, and I'm going to tell you what, they're opening the door for Shane Rantham.
Rampton on the outside might be able to drive right by this mess behind him and pick up second place, and they're still banging 3 wide out of the corner.
Oh,
it's the win.
I'm gonna tell you what, that last lap, folks. Let's go back.
Yeah, that's worth looking at
on the replay, because it was 3 cars locked up, fender to fender, coming across the line.
And look where Rantham is right here. He's 4th.
Yeah, he is 4th. Now, you saw right there, almost was a mess-up because they got into each other coming into the turn right there.
Here, yeah.
And then, boom, and then we're gonna kind of watch it coming out of the last turn, slow-mo here. You see these 3 cars locked up.
Oh, no.
Boom, there they're locked up side by side, and here they're coming. Look at that, folks.
Wow.
It wasn't but a nose, and look at 3rd place. Wow, Zach Chapman pulled it off by a hair for 3rd place. What a finish to this one. What a wild win out here tonight.
Our hard charger, brought to us by 2W's Plumbing tonight, is, let me see here, it's going to be Stephen Shaw Sr., 18th to 9th. He picks up 9th place, so he gets our 2W's Plumbing hard charger award. Top 3 cars will be making their way to victory lane, but wow, if the night gets better after this, Joe, hang on, right?
Well, you know, they're able to beat and bang a lot in the street stocks. They do that in some sprint cars. We got trouble. Big time trouble. So I don't know how much they're going to want to get up there and lay fenders on each other on a 360 wing sprint.
No,
you know,
that on a tight
might
track.
Yeah.
Looks like everybody's in our waiting room, so that's a good sign. We're going to
bring
our top
3rd
3.
Place. Bring up 3rd place, man. Okay, I'm sorry.
Lane.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I was waiting for you. You were waiting for me.
hey, that's how it goes sometimes. I tell you what. But let's bring up our 3rd place man, Zach Chapman. Let's get a word with him.
Zach, it's Doug Elkins. Came in tonight as the point leader. I would imagine any podium finish for the rest of the way should be pretty much what we want. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, the man in second, you saw he edged me out there on the high side, but I got to give it to my teammates. I can't be happier. Finish 1, 2, 3 on the podium for SSR.
And did you see Shane all of a sudden just sneak around the outside of you there?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of, if you saw, I cleared speeds just a teeny bit. It was enough to make my move there in turn 1 of the last lap, and I just had to check up so I didn't wreck my teammate. When he did, Spees was under me, and we started bouncing off each other, and that gave Shane the chance to whip around the outside. I'm happy for him, though.
Looked a little like a Talladega NASCAR finish there for a second, didn't it? You guys were really
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was hectic. That was a lot of fun. There with like 10 to go too, we were racing 3 wide for the lead. That was these street stocks they've been a lot of fun lately.
We were talking about Brett Raby on those restarts, choosing the bottom and then moving up. You had a chance on that last restart to maybe do something a little different. Why was that working for him?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. He's, those Aussies, man, they love that slick track. I mean, he craves it. I mean, that's his thing. He's definitely a step above me on the slick track, because I don't know if you saw every chance I had there, I was going to the bottom. I couldn't get the top to work the way he could.
Is it something we're doing with the setup, or is it a timing thing?
Him and I are running the exact same setup in the exact same
Really?
way, so it's all throttle control. He's just better on the throttle than I am up top.
Still, though, 6th to 3rd, solid run, right?
Yep. Hey, I'll take it. I can't complain.
Good job. Who do you want to say thank you to?
Just thanks to my dad, my brother, my fiance, and of course, Steve, Shane, and all my other SSR buddies.
And of course, if somebody's looking to race with SSR, how do they do it again? What do they do?
I mean, as soon as we get off here, we'll start hosting races. We host races every night around 7 o'clock. The lobbies are under SSR. So, I mean, just find us. We're out there.
Now, how do you pick people? How does that work?
Pretty much, these street stocks, I mean, it's not like a cocky thing. You give somebody a setup, almost anyone can drive these. So if we like you, you have a good personality, you're funny, you're a good dude, we'll think about bringing you on board.
Nice. So you send Joe and I some setups, and maybe we could give it a shot?
Hey, anytime you guys want a street stock setup, you send me or Shaw a message. We'll make sure you have one.
I appreciate that, man.
If they're
Good
on
job,
the
Zach.
asphalt, we can do that.
No, I was in the dirt. The dirt side, so we'll see how. Do you do asphalt too with SSR, Zach, or no?
I mean, we do playing around. We'll run the truck series. Like, actually, I've been running the GForce Friday League, where we've been running the truck series.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
been a lot of fun.
Nice. Well, wish you all the best, man, and we'll see you next week then, right?
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully I'm talking to you guys again next week.
Yeah, it's always good when he gets to chat with us. Good job, Zach.
There we go,
Thanks.
Zach Chapman, man. There you go, Zach Chapman, 3rd place man, coming on strong with a wild finish. But this guy here, 2nd place, Shane Rantham.
Shane Rantham picked up a bunch of spots tonight. He started on the outside of row 4 and 10th, ends up in 2nd. Shane, first of all, congratulations. Must have been a wild finish for you, too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was crazy.
So what was that like? I mean, did you kind of plan that out and see everybody getting together on the bottom and say, I'm going to try the outside, or did it just work out?
No, I just held it to the floor and hope for the best.
How close was that at the line? How much do you think you got him by? It looked like maybe a foot, maybe at the most.
I have no idea. It was crazy.
Tough to race your teammates, because I was just talking to Zach, and he said all you SSR guys were right there in front. Is it tough to race teammates?
It is, but I know they're not going to drive me rough, and they know I won't drive them rough.
Mm-hmm. How was it out there? How was the track? I mean, because we were trying to figure out if one groove was better or worse. We kind of thought the top was a little better. Is that what you were seeing?
Yeah, it felt like the top was dominant. It was pretty slick, though.
Tell me about the SSR guys. How good are you in compared to all the rest of these guys?
Nah,
you can be honest with us here, Shane. Nobody's gonna hear, right? We'll do the old Connie Chug thing from years ago, just between you and me.
Probably top 5.
Top 5. Okay.
Yeah.
How many guys race in SSR?
I think there's 12 or 13 of us.
Okay, so you're welcome for people like Joe and myself to come in and play sometime?
All the time.
All the time. Who do you want to say thank you to, Shane?
Just the whole team, Steve, Zach, I mean, everybody.
Is that all the guys that were in the race from SSR, or were there others that we didn't talk to?
I think there was quite a few other, Troy, all them guys.
Oh, okay, yeah, Troy had a rough night. You'll see that when you watch that one later, Shane. So who do you want to say thank you to for the nice podium finish tonight and for picking up 8 spots?
Yeah, just the whole team. I mean, they helped me out a lot.
Well, I think you guys got the message. You better go look for SSR next time you guys are searching for some street stock stuff. Good job, man.
All right, thanks.
Shane Ramthan.
Man, like you just said, I mean, you want to look for some stuff, but this guy pulling it off, Brett Ryby, let's get a word with him here because, man, what a finish and what a dominating performance on his end.
All the way from halfway around the world, Brett Ryby joins us here. Brett, congratulations. Another nice win for you tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys. First one in GForce, so yeah, static today, really good.
So what was the strategy? Joe and I were kind of watching those restarts. Why did starting on the bottom work for you so well versus starting on the outside?
Well, I think the first start of the race, the top of the track was still juiced up out there. So the first 20 laps for me was quite boring. But yeah, once it started to slicken out to the fence there, you had to get lower. You were getting past on the inside.
So how do you know when it's time to move up? Did you have somebody spotting, or did you just kind of feel that?
No, I had a run up there at the in the warm up, and it wasn't the fastest, but to pass cleanly down here, it's very hard once the bottom goes slick. So yeah, but at the end of the race, it's just elbows up. You got to protect that right down to the wall.
I should remember this, but I'm sorry, Brett, that I don't. It's 9 o'clock here. What is it, like 4 in the afternoon there? 3 in the afternoon?
It is midday on Thursday.
Okay. Now, since I got you on two more things here, first a serious question and then a silly one after that. How are things over in New Zealand right now as far as big picture virus, all that kind of stuff? I'm just curious.
Mate, I'm in Australia.
Oh, you're in Australia, not New Zealand. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Nah, we don't like them over the ditch. Oh, we really do. They just beat us at rugby all the time.
I didn't know that.
They're too good at rugby union for us, so we don't like them. I don't think we've beaten them in about 14 years, but mate, Australia, we have the best country in the world, mate. No doubt about it. We have virtually zero coronavirus cases here out of hotel quarantine, and we live life as normal, mate. It's a beautiful place to live.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm also curious, who is that on the side of your car? Is that a repairman? Is that you? Who is that guy on the side of your...
that guy there, he's on the bonnet as well. That's Willem Powerfish. He is a advocate for men's health and mental health over here in Australia. So he is. You can look him up on the internet. He's got some very crude humor, but he's a big advocate for men's mental health, everyone's mental health, and does a lot of great stuff for especially the fishing community, but also the general community here in Australia. You got to be able to take some tongue-in-cheek humor though, because he's got a bit of a foul mouth sometimes, but
gotcha.
It's all from a good place.
Well, he's got a great name too. So, and just to clear something up, we have a guy over here from Australia named Peter Britton who races with us here in the Northeast. He tells me one of the biggest misconceptions about Australia is, from an American standpoint, nobody drinks Foster's beer. Is he right?
Yeah, no, that is crap. We drink no good. Foster's beer is disgraceful.
Yeah, because over here they have an ad campaign. Foster's Australian for beer is the phrase they use. So they're lying to it, huh?
Yeah, I'm in Queensland, so our beer is mainly Forex, but I can't go past the old Corona, mate.
Oh, there you go. All right. So good to see some Mexican beer has made it all the way over to Australia. Brett, it's always good talking to you, man. You take care. Who do you want to say thank you to?
Mate, big thanks to just the team, mate. It's amazing, this iRacing community. I have mates all over the world from doing this, so just grateful for them. Grateful for my wife, too, for putting up with me on here and the amount of money I spend on this thing. But, mate, the friendships you make on here are lifelong, mate. I haven't met any of my teammates face-to-face, but to talk to guys from the other side of the world nearly every day is, just great. And thanks for you, too, mate. It's a great league to be a part of.
Appreciate that. Enjoy your dinner, man.
Oh, it's lunchtime. I'm about to go.
All right.
I've got a day off school today, so guess what? I'm about to go and chuck my surfboard in the back of the car and go for a surf.
No, really?
Nice.
Yeah. I better go talk to the boys for a bit longer first, and rub it in that I won. But after that, I'll go for.
I tell you what, Brett. I know it's just, you can tell by the accent you're from Australia, and it's kind of cool because I'm about to broadcast an Australian Dirt League on Saturday morning. You know, I'm in the USA, so it has to be my morning, but they're going to be in the next day, so that's kind of going to be unique to do. So, congratulations.
We're in the future over here, so
that's right.
They're
the first ones to celebrate New Year's every year.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
You take care of yourself,
man. It's a beautiful, beautiful, balmy, sunny day here at the moment. So just lovely. You guys are freezing.
Snowy and 17 up here where I am, and so I wish we were there, man. If we ever get to Australia, we'll look you up, man.
And mate, definitely. There's always room for anyone here, mate.
All right,
Good
I tell you
job,
what, man, winner tonight here, Brett Ryby. Always a good time to talk to him. I'll tell you
I
what.
love him, man. He's great.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to drop out of here because we got another race we got to do and
That's
get for. So, for myself and everybody here, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If I bleed.
Welcome back to Wicked Wednesday. We are here in the western part of New York State as we are bringing you the Oshwegan Speedway Racehorse Elite 360 Sprints. Today, We are at the 3/8 mile here at Weedsport Speedway, one of the more storied tracks in this area. World of Outlaws, both late models and sprints have run there. And of course, the sprints are usually about 3-4 times a year they run here. Of course, we're going to run them here tonight. Welcome to the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. Let's take a good look at the points. Of course, Doug Elkins in the booth. Joe, you'll be hearing from in just a second. Kyle Moonen comes in as the point leader. He is 23 up on Stephen Goldner. Ross Carenta is in third the points. Kenny Miller, Lane Snook round out the top 5 with Aiden Young, Jeffrey Barker, Chris Sebeski, Chris Steele, and Donovan Ross to round out everybody that is in the top 10 here so far. That was your NSM division standings. Of course, NSM wraps, make sure to look them up for your next quality wrap. We're just getting into Vanderbilt qualifying right now. Joe, you and I were talking about this a little bit beforehand. This place couldn't be any more different than where we were just a moment ago at Lanier.
Kind of like night and day, and it's kind of interesting because you saw the one shot there of the track. It kind of reminds me of Richmond. If anybody's familiar with the Richmond out there on the NASCAR side of things, you'll know what I'm talking about. Richmond has the back stretch that's kind of straight, but the front stretch is almost like a tri-oval of what you see at Daytona or Talladega. It's not really a straightaway, but that's kind of what this track is, a mini Richmond, so to speak. So interesting here. These are a lot faster cars out here, and just real quick, man, folks, if you missed the street stocks, man, go back and watch it because that was an amazing. And Brett Ryby, I can't take anything away from anybody else in the league, but man, I tell you what, it's a pleasure to get to talk to him, especially been across season. I actually had a viewer out there, earlier says I'm from UK, so there you go.
We're all from
all over the world here tonight, and that's the joy with iRacing. One thing is we're able to communicate and get out there a lot, and I know a lot of these drivers here from Canada, and a lot of them here from the US and so forth. So that is always awesome. But to take it back to what you're saying there, Doug, night and day difference. 1 being the track, 2 being the car. So if you thought you knew what you knew in the street stocks, well, now you don't know what you thought you knew to begin with, and knowing is nothing. So there you go.
Like a reverse Richmond. Around here, we call them D-shaped tracks. Most dirt tracks, unlike most asphalt tracks, they have the front stretch straight with the back stretch curve kind of reverse, of course, of Richmond. And, of course, all the asphalt tracks are like that because you can kind of work the seating around the curve, so it's a little easier to see. Keith Jackson is fastest so far at 13.311. He has been a driver we have been watching improve a lot. And, boy, how about second place, John Hine? Way to bounce back from an absolutely, I don't know, what word would you use to describe
dismal
stock race? Yeah.
Dismal. Street stock. Yeah, I mean, it was bad. You're not taking anything away from John Hine, but it's just sometimes you have good nights, sometimes you have bad nights. I mean, and that was a bad one so far for his street stocks. Hopefully it turns out better. Obviously, qualifying's a lot better for him here, but now that earlier on that I kind of just confused everybody on the broadcast about what I was saying there, and if you could follow anything that I ever say, you're one of a kind. But hey, we appreciate y'all viewing. Check out GForceRL.com, by the way, for all your info for GeForce Racing, and here tonight for the Elite Series here. This is the 360s Elite. This is the Oswego Speedway Race Source Elite Series. These are some of the top branded guys here in the GeForce Racing League. As Doug, we're getting set to go racing in Heat Race 1.
Yeah, not just anybody can run this Elite. You got to qualify for it. You got to work your way up to it. 2 qualifying heats. A little down on some numbers tonight, but I'm sure that will fix itself in time. Jack Clevenger, Aiden Young in row number 1. Preston Kramer and fast timer Keith Jackson in row number 2. Larry Moody and Stephen Goldner, Canada versus U.S. in row number 3. Jeffrey Barker and Jeff Flaro are in row number 4. And Stephen Shaw Jr. Is in the last row by himself. So we have mostly Americans here. Got a couple of Canadians in as well. And that's pretty much the nice thing about this league. And one thing, I know you're down in North Carolina, but Joe up here in the Northeast, everybody who races knows somebody from north of the border.
There you go, absolutely, and that is kind of cool. Like you said, it's all over, the world, and that just must make one thing about racing. And I gotta admit, the more that I have broadcasted racing here on iRacing, dirt that is, the more I have come fonder for dirt track racing. Now, that doesn't mean I would race it or anything like that, because I ain't that good. But for that said, watching it and calling it, love it, and it's becoming something I really, really enjoy. Well, and I enjoy the roots of my NASCAR and all, but in real NASCAR, when I say real NASCAR, I mean like on life on TV.
I understand.
It's getting really more political, and I think dirt track racing, in a nutshell, outside of everything, is more of a grassroots form of racing. I feel like they still have that home feel to it. Guys can come in. Sure, there's major sponsors and money in it when you get up in the leagues, but I feel like dirt racing, and even so on the iRacing too, it still feels that dirt grass, the grassroots style thing to it, and that's kind of what has pulled a lot of fans to it now. As it's became mainstream.
Who you're related to, or who your biggest sponsor is that you can bring in. I always call NASCAR the best financed drivers.
Oh, now it is, yeah, absolutely. Green flag, and boy, I tell you what, we're racing. Aiden Young coming up front. Aiden is another one who has transferred from asphalt over to dirt and has done an outstanding job by doing it. I have watched many and called many races on iRacing with Aiden Young winning, and I've seen what he can do when it comes to NASCAR. But look at him sling the dirt and the mud of that 360. Preston Cranmer, VP, says, you know what? I'm the captain of the ship here, man, at GForce Racing, and I want it back.
And he just made a nice slide move. And Clevenger, who had fallen back to third after starting on the pole, is now up racing for the lead. So a lot of action here at one of the trickier tracks on the iRacing platform.
Absolutely. Clevenger's taking a high lane. He's going to see if he put the slide job move, and he did right there on Preston Cranmer. The one thing about these are going to be fast and furious here tonight. Clevenger leading it. Cranmer sitting in second. Young in third. Everybody single file. Keith Jackson right there. Always like his name. Sounds like a country music singer. Right now he's singing the blues because he is up in third place. He is like, man, we are gone. Aiden Young has fallen off the pace way back in the fourth place spot.
Wow, he was leading just a couple laps ago, too. And they are turning some quick laps here down in the 13-second range. So that tells you something about this place right here as we're watching Aiden Young, who is in fourth right now. Again, he was leading up there earlier, and let's see what he's looking at here.
And he's looking right now, single file, tapping that wall. That's going to be the thing. We talked about that at Lanier. They can't get nowhere near it. Here, you're going to see him bang that right side tire right off the wall. Kind of straightens up these cars a little bit for them, though, when they do it up on that cushion. We call it the wicked cushion for a reason, and you can see right there, it can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing.
And you can see what we're talking about with that backstretch. Very curved. Three's kind of gradual, and then it tightens up a little bit in four as we continue to watch. Good battle for second now between Cranmer and Jackson.
Got left. Keith Jackson right now looking good as a checker flag, and he's going to hang on to third. Clevenger's going to win it, and Aiden Young's going to hang on to fourth. That's going to pull us into our second one here.
Second qualifying heat. Of course, A&J Custom Creations brought us qualifying heat number one. That was my bad. We got so wrapped up there. You saw, if you got some friends on YouTube, you can look at some of the stuff they did. Amazing plaques that they put together. McConey Setup Shop is bringing us qualifying heat race number two. And again, they are there to help people like Joe and myself and get you some setups. Because again, this race here, this is open setups. You got to practice and work on your setups and get on out there and run real well. Here's the lineup. Blake Chapman, Lane Snook on the front row. Jesse Bandy and John Hine in row 2, Jonathan Short, G.J. Boydell row 3, Donovan Ross and Connor Ross. They are not related, by the way. They are starting in the last row. So John Hine was your fastest qualifier in this group, second fastest overall. And how about Lane Snook? Good qualifying effort for him as he's on the front row.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you what, let's see what John can do here. Like I said, we were talking about his run in the street stocks just was not the night he wanted. You got Lane Snook. We talked about it. God, 11 years old out here doing amazing things on iRacing. Races really in real sprint style karts there on the dirt side of things. Blake Chapman, good to see him out there. He's got that Skittle Mobile looking very well. We got a stacked field. Jesse Bandy, G.J. Boydell, John. I mean, that's some who's who in this heat.
It really is, and we talked a little about Lane Snook before. And if you start racing at 11 nowadays, Joe, you're starting about 6 years too late. They started at 5 years old, and boy, so.
But I got a feeling he's probably been racing earlier than that. I mean, we really haven't asked him that, but just by the way he is with his sponsors and how he is so. I don't know the exact word I'm looking for. Discipline, there's a good word to use, in what he does when it comes to reading out and all. Kind of tells me he probably started in go-karts and stuff like that. Nonetheless, he's fast. We'll have to see what he does. Green flag's out here. Heat race number 2, Blake Chapman and company, and you already see Snook take it out. The battle's on for third and fourth transfer spot.
You want your kids to grow up a little quicker and get respect? Get them into racing. Lade Snook out in front, 3 wide for a moment for the 2 spot. Tough break there for Bandy as he slips all the way back to 5th.
Well, I was saying tough break there, but he got back to 4th as John Hines still having a little trouble as he knocks off the wall there a little bit back in the 5th place spot, trying to figure it out. He's got, looks like Donovan Ross down low. Ross is the man who's made some headway up to the top side. Snook's got a battle with Chapman. Chapman's on the inside, 3 wide. Here comes Short.
Short's on the inside in the 51. The Skittles car is Blake Chapman. First time we've seen him in that one in a while. But Bandy using the outside, and I just saw Bandy, bounce off the wall that time as he came out of 4.
Yeah, Short's hanging on right there looking to see what he sees in front of him. A good battle for the lead. You got Snook up high on the cushion, down low. Chapman seeing what he can do in that Skittle mobile that he's got. Hopefully he doesn't pour him up on the track here. But Short's seeing what he can do. He's back there lurking. That is still a good battle up front. Those 2 guys are putting on some synchronized slides.
And Short's been gaining down here in turn number 1 has been the main area that he's been making up the ground. But you're right. Put some of those Skittles on the track, it's like marbles that you won't get around as well. He's got the lead away from Snook as they're going to get the 2 to go this time around.
2 to go, right fast. Here we go. Chapman down low, and Snook was able to rumble back to the high side again. He had him for a moment, Chapman did, and a car was right there. A good deal he got out of that. That was G.J. Boydell, unfortunately, but that was right in the path of Chapman, and I'm going to tell you what, Chapman did not lift at all. White flag one more time. We'll see. Does Chapman have it or does Snook have it? It looks like Blake Chapman, for some reason, he just turned on an afterburner here on the last lap. Wow.
Snook's going to make a run down to the checker, and it's Chapman. I don't know what happened to Snook. He fell back and then gained almost all of it back. Donovan Ross ends up in 3rd, John Hine in 4th, Jesse Vander, Connor Ross, Jonathan Short, and G.J. Boydell rounded out. So that will do it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious there because it looked like, I don't know if Snook might have just slipped a little bit there on that run or something happened on the car. But, man, Chapman was able to jump on that one and get it done. We're in the B main here. Let's grid them up here. I tell you what, Fast and Fierce, the one good side about this is everybody's going to make the feature. The bad side is kind of just a practice here for these guys coming into this one.
Velocity Race Designs brings us our B main. Looking for something from your favorite dirt car, maybe something cool you have in mind, whatever it is, they can get you for it. So make sure to look up Velocity Race Design. Head over there, get your custom paint job today. So again, even though everybody's qualified, we're still going to do this. We qualified 8, so that means the winner of this one will start in 7th. Larry Moody will be on the pole. Jesse Bandy, who had a tough break there in his qualifier, he starts outside. Stephen Goldner comes into tonight 2nd in the point standings. He's right there with Connor Ross. Jeffrey Barker is in row number 3 along with Jonathan Short. Jeff Flaro and G.J. Boydell are in row 4, and Stephen Shaw Jr. Is in the 9th row position number 9 by himself. Kyle Moonen leads in this series, 23 over Stephen Goldner, like we said. So this is going to be fun as we get ready to go here in the Velocity Race Designs B main. They're talking to him on right now. Jeff Barker is running the race from behind the scenes. I can hear him here at my end, he was reminding everybody that, hey guys, you're all in. Sometimes they need that reminder, right? Moody and Bandy in the front row, Stephen Goldner, Connor Ross in row 2. This will be 10 laps. They add a couple because it is a B main. Moody comes in, starting on the pole on this one. Love the 360 sprints here at Weedsport. Again, one of the trickier tracks here on the iRacing platform. Big thanks to all you guys. Make sure to share and like. And if you want to reach out to Joe, do that on Facebook. He can see that from his end. So if you have any questions or anything like that, and as he told you, make sure to look up GForceRL.com to find out all the scheduling, all the points, and all kinds of other cool stuff about what we're doing here. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We got Jesse Bandy right there, Larry Moody, Connor Ross, Stephen Goldner, John Short and company. Here we go. B main here tonight. 360 Wing Sprints Elite Series. Caution laps will count in this, but they will not in the A main that we're going to have a little bit later on. Good start for Larry Moody in the 73. He takes it up to the top side, wiggles it a little bit coming out. We got Stephen Goldner out front. Yeah, Larry Moody there, 3 wide battle. Yeah, that allowed Goldner to just go right around him. So Goldner, who normally a bottom feeder, but up on the top here tonight, he's gone around Moody. Jesse Bandy's the 57 that you see in position number 3. And back behind them is Jeffrey Barker, who has some laps at this place in a Mod Light. many years ago.
It does. Connor Ross in trouble. Looks like he's crashing in the back. No cautions here in the B main of this one here. We got Stephen Goldner still out front. Larry Moody there trying. Jesse Bandy sitting in third. Jeffrey Barker there in the fourth place spot. So battle's kind of brewing here for around second.
Yeah, that's the race we're watching now. Bandy's trying to get the run off the inside of turn 2 as they work down that long curved backstretch. And running the inside is very tough. He wiggled, caught the wall. That allows Barker to take a look to the outside.
Yeah, he does right there. Moody is trying to hang on to the second place. Actually, it's Barker, excuse me. And here he comes, 3 wide, battle short. Barker and company, they're all trying to see what they can come up with here. And this is going to help them going into the feature.
Sure is, because you're going to learn from this. And they may not be using the same setup that they used in the earlier qualifying heat. That's one of the nice things about the open setups is you can try something here. And look at Barker trying something on the bottom in the black 513.
Yeah, Barker's looking good. He's going to put a slide job on the inside there of what's going to be Jess Bandy, I think it is, in the top side. Yep. Larry Moody in the top, so that's actually a battle for second. As we're right now, Goldner's just checked out.
Yeah, Goldner has right now 1.5 second margin on the rest of the field. Barker now does the slider up to second. Right back at him on the outside comes Moody.
Moody right now hanging on the third. Barker was able to make that pass. Is Jess Bandy going to be able to get up there? John Short's coming into the mix here.
2 laps to go as Stephen Goldner's pulling away. He is long gone. That's why we're watching second, third, fourth, and fifth here on your screen as they go around for the last time, Joe.
Last time, final lap. Stephen Goldner's got it locked up unless he makes a huge mistake. Barker sitting in second. Moody right there. Battle's on. Is Bandy going to be able to get it? He throws a slide job on the inside out of turn 4. And contact.
Oh, no.
That's one way of doing it.
Didn't hit the wall, though. Still ends up crossing the line. He lost 3 spots there at 5th, so Goldner gets the win. Jeffrey Barker, strong run there for second. Jonathan Short goes 6th to 3rd. Jesse Bandy, Larry Moody, G.J. Boydell, Larry Floro, and Connor Ross round out our finishers. So we'll be going to a practice session now. The Icon Sim Sports intermission will be coming up here in just a moment, Joe.
All right, I'll be right back here, folks.
Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouican Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
Welcome back to the GeForce Racing League. It is Wicked Wednesday with the Washouican Speedway Race Source Elite Division. These are the best 360 drivers that we have on the GeForce platform. Make sure to look us up, GeForceRL.com. Icon Sim Sports actually sponsoring this intermission. You want to see some really cool stuff, look them up, IconSimSports.com. You're going to be like Joe and myself. You're going to be reaching for that credit card, wanting to buy one of their rigs, because that's what they make, and these are built for you. So for big guys like us, Joe's like close to 7 foot tall. I'm just big around the middle, but they can build a rig for you. Make sure to look them up. And man, I'll tell you, it's so nice to have them on board. Also, make sure to check out the NSM Photos Driver of the Week. That's right on our website, too, at GeForceRL.com. Make sure to subscribe to all the GeForce Racing Leagues so you can check out the action anytime that you want. And we'll be, of course, talking about our 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger. Whoever moves up the most spot will be the winner of that award. Malcolm Mills bringing us the replays, and Epsilon Sprint Wraps, of course, they're sponsoring Victory Lane. Well, Joe, this has been fun. I like this place. I always have here in Weedsport. Still in intermission right now. Joe's doing something there behind the scenes, but there's the pavilion right there. There's an ice cream stand in there. That's where you can go, and they actually have TVs up against the walls. If you look at the far end of that pavilion is where they have that, and right about from where the camera is shooting, if you were to be able to pivot about 45 degrees and look down, they have a bar there where you could actually sit at the bar and watch the racing while you're having some drinks. And you can and they also have a big screen in the infield, so they show replays. It really is one of the premier facilities in the dirt racing world, and we are so happy to have you here tonight with us here on the GeForce Racing League.
Absolutely, and Constellation, like you just said here, with the Icon guys, and get set to go into feature tonight. Been a fast one here with these 360 wing sprints here in the Elite Series. I mean, these guys have, all night long, it's actually been some pretty good racing, really. And that's just what you kind of expect here with the GeForce Racing. You know, some weeks you have some rough ones. Other weeks, maybe not so much, you know. That's just racing in general. Some tracks just breed cautions as opposed to other ones are pretty good. And tonight, yeah, it's been racy, but these guys have definitely put on a show.
And Weedsport's one of those tracks that's kind of in between. We were just at Lanier before, and lots of room, so if somebody spins in front of you, there's lots of ways you can miss them. Not the same deal here at Weedsport. It's tight in turn number 4. There are not a lot of places to go if trouble happens on the racetrack, so we're hoping to have a nice, smooth feature here tonight. But this is either going to be green to checkered, or it's going to be a caution fest, right, Joe? It's going to be one of the two.
Well,
right?
yeah. Well, let's hope the other there as we grid them up here. Yeah, you're right.
Let's hope for a nice, smooth one here tonight. Jack Clevenger, Blake Chapman, they are in row number 1. Preston Kramer and the youngster Lane Snook in row number 2. Keith Jackson and Donovan Ross in row 3. Aiden Young and John Hine. Hine looking for some better luck after what happened in his street stock race. Stephen Goldner won the B. He starts inside of row number 5 along with Jeffrey Barker, who was also doing the behind-the-scenes stuff in this race, too. Jonathan Short, Jesse Bandy, they're in the next row back in row number 6. Row number 7 is Larry Moody and G.J. Boydell. Jeff Flaro and Connor Ross are in row number 7. And, of course, the last row, let me see, we got Jeff Flaro, Connor Ross, and then Stephen Shaw is all by himself there in position number 17. Length of this race will be 30 laps, and we are rolling and ready here at what used to be the old Cayuga County Fair Speedway, now Weedsport Speedway, in its current configuration since 2015. Joe, how do you like this place?
So far, it's been pretty good. You know, really racy and really fast. Obviously not as wide as what it was with Lanier, you know, and they're definitely trying to set this place up. It looks like the high lane is the place to be here, though. So far, looks pretty good. Now, don't know about street stocks on here because that would be really tight.
They used to run those back in the day. Actually, they used to run enduros here, which are basically like a pure stock car. They did have cages and stuff like that, but the place has a long and storied history here in central New York. The lights are off on the pace truck, so it will ditch. And the pits are interesting because it's the on and off is in turn 4, so you really have to slow down if you want to make it into that pit area. Another thing that makes this track somewhat unique.
There it is. We're getting set. Lights off on the pace truck. Here we go. Clevenger out front. He proved that he knows how to get it done on this track. Blake Chapman there. Preston Kramer. Lane Snook. We got a lot of heavy hitters up front. It's green flags about to fly. We're racing here tonight. Elite style. As you see, Clevenger goes ahead on the inside. One thing I'm seeing is they look a little bit shaky going to the turn. Who's that down low? That's Keith Jackson coming to the front.
Yeah, tough start there for Blake Chapman. Fell back to fourth, kind of got caught on the outside there, but a great start for the 13 of Jackson and also for the 23 of Lane Snook because he's trying the outside. Let's look what Preston Cranmer sees.
And he's seeing right now, he's battling low with Lane Snook right there. He's seeing Blake Chapman and Keith Jackson. He's down low. Actually got a little better shot. And there goes Snook to the high side. He's going to see if he can't take over the third place spot.
Right now in fourth, down on the inside. Oh, actually, Cranmer is actually falling back just a little bit. So Snook making that work. Looks like he's ready to track Chapman for third place.
Right now he's utilizing that top lane. Cart around, and that actually is Keith Jackson. Ouch. Go back on the Malcolm Mills replay and see. It looked like him in contact between Blake Chapman there. We talked about that earlier. Looks like the one thing I'm seeing about these carts out here tonight, Doug, though, as we watch this, is they look very, very unstable coming out of the turns. They look like they're just kind of bouncing. You see right there, just Chapman a little bit. We talked about that the other week right there, and I know they're going to say, well, Chapman drove it into the turn. Well, that's on them. What I see, let me just go for what I saw.
Okay.
It just coming from the standpoint of where I look at and not knowing much about dirt, pretty much that cart just slid on him. And it's dirt racing. On an asphalt, if that thing would have slid like that,
yeah, you would have been mad.
Two, Chapman probably would have spun out himself too, because if you're able to slide on the asphalt side like that, then that means one, you're going way too fast in the turn and overdriving. And I'm saying you can't overdrive in dirt. You absolutely can. But to me, it just looked like a slider going into the turn because it didn't look like he did any type of weird movement going in or anything like that. It pretty much just went down low and that thing just kind of shot up the track, and unfortunately Jackson was there. That's just coming from my as a broadcaster point of view, obviously just looking at it. But to me, that's dirt racing. And it's unfortunate, I will say this, that it can lead to a caution, though. But, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I admit it. But either way, here we go. Clevenger out front.
Like we've always said, not all contact is intentional either. Sometimes you just overdrive the corner and up the track you go.
Absolutely.
And it's just that simple. Clevenger out in front, battle for second now. On the outside is the youngster Lane Snook. He's in the 23. The Skittles car down low. That's Blake Chapman. And I think the outside might be a little better right now, Joe.
I think the outside looks a lot better right now as you see Snook taking over Chapman for that second place spot up there on the cushion. G.J. Boydell is around. No caution. Will stay green for the moment. Okay. Stephen Goldner right here in the back. Preston Cranmer is battling with him. Chapman's hanging on to it. And I'm with you. I still think the high lane, even though Snook has not made the pass all the way on him, but I think that cushion topside, if you can run it and stay off the wall, is where it's going to be, because look at him run down Clevenger.
And how many times have we seen Stephen Goldner, a little contact there for the lead with Snook as right there with him is Chapman. This is Lane Snook. So, I didn't know there was a slower car out in front of the leaders.
Yeah, slow car right there in the lead, but to see the battle heating up here, Clevenger's out front, and look at this, how he diamonds that thing into the turn and goes way up the cushion, and you saw it right there, folks. He diamonded it down low, and it just slid up the track there on him. Little bit of contact, but hey, that's just racing contact right there. They just bumped and rubbed a little bit. It gave Snook out front, Chapman there in second. Well, right now, Snook has got a evil-looking machine out there running fast.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. Used that slower car. Of course, if he didn't make the move then, he would have had to lift and not be able to make the move. But up to second now is Chapman. Clevenger back in position number 3. Goldner, remember, he won the B main just a few moments ago. He's up to fourth. Never count him out, Joe.
Absolutely not. He's right there knocking on the back cush bar. The number 78 machine of Jack Clevenger, trying to see if he can't get the third place spot from him. Clean and green so far. Jeff Flero was off the track for the moment, but Goldner up high. As you still see Blake Chapman take the lead from Lane Snook down on the low side. We've not seen anybody do that all night long.
And that was almost like what happened to Snook in the qualifying heat. Just, I don't know if he went too high in a corner. And that took some contact, and he's back to fourth. Wow.
So Snook back there, way back in the back. Wow. Goldner now up there, and Snook, like you said, we saw this in him earlier on, was out front, and then he just started falling off the pace. So I don't know if it's the low line coming in now and the high line's fading away. We've seen this before happen.
Sometimes you're going too hard and you just got to pedal the thing and wait for it to grab. I wonder if it was quite that simple. This is second and third you're seeing on your screen right now as the leader just exits over there on the left. Goldner's in the green car on the outside. Jack Clevenger, he was the pole sitter. He's right there with him. And you can see Snook in the 23 trying to get back into the mix. And even Aiden Young right now in position 5.
Yeah, got a good 3-cart battle right here. They're dealing with a lap machine. Seeing if we can't get away around them right there. Well, excuse me, that's, yellow's out. That's Jesse Bandy.
Oh, he
back
was
on the replay.
9th on the start.
See what happened to him back here in the back.
He's in the white and red 57.
Oh, just
right
got a
there.
little love tap in the back. Boom.
Jonathan Short.
Now, there would be a perfect example if I had to say somebody overdrove the turn. That would probably be the closest I could see to somebody saying, well, they just overdrove the turn just a little bit.
As someone who's been going to weed sport for 25, 26 years, something like that, turn 1 is it's very common for that to happen.
Let me say this though, that even though I say that because I know I was in drive. Joey, what are you talking about? Hey, it raced, so it's just racing. Yeah. Not going to say it's anybody's fault on that deal. Just one of them racing deals.
Easy to overdrive turn 1. That is where a lot of the action happens, and what you just saw right there is one of the more common things that does happen at this track right here. So Blake Chapman and Jack Clevenger 1 and 2, they've kind of swapped that position a couple of times during the race. Stephen Goldner has been so far the 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger winner. He's gone from 9th, 3rd at this point, and we kind of had a feeling that he might do that. So and also Aiden Young has been impressive here, coming from 7th to 5th. Lane Snook, I think the word we could use there, maybe inconsistent so far, right, Joe?
Absolutely. Skins said to line him back up. Chapman's been up front now. He took that low line and he's been able to make it work.
I was always curious, does he work for Skittles or he just eats them or he just likes the look? I always wondered about that. Maybe we'll have to ask him if we get a chance to talk to him.
I don't even know who owns Skittles. Who owns Skittles?
M&M, Mars, Hershey, one of them? I don't know. I don't know, but taste the rainbow on a green star as Chapman goes back to the bottom. You can see Stephen Goldner's looking for second place. Ouch. He's trying to get to the inside of Clevenger.
Aiden Young around.
Ooh, I saw that out of the corner of my eye right there. So let's
it's going to AJ classifications. Yeah. Whew.
Young's in a 69.
Yeah.
Right
he just got a little bit. He tried to hold on to it, and then it just came on around on him.
Jonathan Short, the car that's right there with him.
Ouch.
Yeah, started to go, and then once you start to go that sideways, it costs you a lot of speed, and then, like you said, the car behind you has nowhere to go, and there you go.
Absolutely.
That's what happens. So just past halfway, 17 laps into this 30-lapper here. Slow pace here by Blake Chapman.
Gotta wait for the pace truck.
Where is it?
It's probably got to catch up. It's probably like a lap behind. There it comes. This is coming around, moseying along on its own pace. Look at it. It's like, fellas, y'all just need to.
Who was driving that tonight? Come on, buddy.
Grandma Moses out there must be, because that's he just came around the corner, just like, okay.
Some of the craziest people I've ever met, Joe, are people who drive pace cars and pace trucks. Okay, so because they wish they were out there, and so they want to throw it around a little bit when they can. So
not that one. He was out there for a Wednesday night drive. He's like,
Sunday cruise on a Wednesday night. It's
he's like, hey.
We used to have a guy here in Central New York, Wee Willie Allen. He was a former racer, drove the pace car for a while, and he used to stay out a little too long, and sometimes they'd have to call restarts back because he wouldn't get out of the way in time. I got a couple of dented bumpers on that pace car a couple times. So yellow remaining out, so they'll be going around at least one more time before we get the restart here. Remember, caution laps don't count. That's why you're not seeing the counter go, unlike what we did in the
Brandon Schultz. Who's Brandon Schultz?
Racer.
Brandon. Well, I know that, but
yep.
Somebody's asking what happened to Brandon Schultz. I don't even see him out here. He's not out here. I don't know there, Jim.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not out here, so not 100% sure. Now, Mike Schultz actually is not out here. He was in the street stocks. He's not in the Elite Series. Now, some of the guys that we saw earlier might not be in this series.
Right.
Being that it's an elite series and you have to qualify into this series. So, and here's the thing too, not only do you have to qualify in this series, you can actually get knocked out of this series by not keeping a certain, like I said, I don't know what the requirements are. Me and Doug was talking about it beforehand. It's green flags by
There's
flying.
a lot of factors there, yeah.
Yeah. So go to GForceRL.com, check it out. They'll probably tell you all the rules and everything you need to know about it. So there we go. Stephen Goldner, I just wanted to mention real quick, he's up high on that top side there on that cushion. Stephen is one of those guys. Now, you go low that time, and I think
that's where he usually is.
Yeah, Stephen Goldner is a high line guy. And I think he's finding he's not been able to find anything up high, so now he's trying down low, and it's still not working.
I thought he had him that time coming out of 2, but now he's going to swap lines and go to the outside. And while all this is going on, Blake Chapman has taken that skills car out to a lead of over a second.
Yeah, Chapman's loving what he's seeing in his rear view right now. He's able to check out and go home here. But Goldner's still up top on that cushion. He made the pass work that time with a good slide job on the outside. Clevenger falls back to third lane. Stuck there in fourth. Keith Jackson, as they all went single file. Looks like Keith Jackson, though, out there, he's doing things, and he ain't even got a front wing.
Oh, wow. And he's still in 5th place, so he's got his hands
impressive.
full. That's why he's probably staying down low, trying to gingerly foot that thing around the racetrack. I noticed Chapman's down low exclusively and basically about as low as he can go, so it's going to be interesting to see if Goldner can run him down. He's caught up a couple of tenths here, so the math might be in his favor.
Here's the thing. You look at Jackson right now, not having that wing. One, obviously the car's not going to rotate. It's going to push like crazy, going to turn.
Like
you can see, well, you can see right there too. I'm not noticing. You were talking about him being gingerly in the turns. He's almost driving that thing like what it would be an asphalt style car. But right there, you saw that. That's pretty much was product of the track. He drove it in the turn. That thing just went up the track by itself. But he's going into the turns. His setup could be set up the way it needs. He's just not been able to get the slide into the turns they are up there. But what I'm going to tell you, he's still able to drive that car. This track has to be working on his side in order for him to do what he's doing right now. To be able to stay pace with Lane Snook, Clevenger right there in front of him, hats off to him.
Goldner has eaten another 10th off, but he's 8 tenths back with 4 laps to go, so the math no longer in his favor there. Big lead out front. This here is the battle for third right here. Snook and Clevenger.
Not a big lead anymore. Goldner's there.
Corner.
Goldner is there. He is on the top side. He has utilized that high lane. It was a big lead, but Stephen Goldner has been able to hook onto the back there and reel in that man. Look at him diming that thing into the, actually not really diming, but he runs it in low and lets it drift straight up to the cushion. Wow, what a move. He's going for the lead.
On the outside, do we have a new leader?
White flag.
That was close at the line. Technically Goldner by .009.
Well, white flag one more time. If Chapman's got anything to hold him off, he better in the 2 turns here. Here comes Goldner up high out of turn 3 and 4. It's going to be a drag race. Stephen Goldner's going to steal this one away here tonight and win it here for the Elite Series. What a run and a comeback. Wow, what a run there in the race to the end.
It was 8 tenths of a second with 3 laps to go. He made up a half a second with 2 to go and then gets the win. Wow, comes from 9th. He is not only our winner, but our 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger. Boy, it doesn't get much better than that, does it, Joe?
Absolutely not.
Wow.
I got to love it.
And you heard me call when I saw 8 tenths. I was like, okay, it's the battle for second. And then, oh geez, here he comes. I don't know what he did to make up that. I don't know if the bottom went away or if the top got better. But what an exciting finish! Make sure to go to GForceRL.com. Find out how you can be a part of this, Joe.
Absolutely, these guys do an outstanding job week in and week out. Oh, I don't know, boy, that one right there. If it doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will.
And Goldner didn't start in the front row of the B either, so he really did an outstanding job here. And normally, like we said, a bottom feeder, but found the top to his liking here tonight and comes away with the big lead. Goldner, by the way, with that win. Let's see, Kyle Moonen not here tonight. Of course, they do get drops, so he'll charge up the standings a little bit there. But again, there are drops. He came in tonight 23 behind Moonen, so this is exactly what Stephen Goldner needed to do. I remember this when Aiden Young got a little sideways there. So the drivers will be making their way into the waiting room here in just a moment. Stephen Goldner's in there. We'll wait for Lane Snook and Blake Chapman as well. And then we'll...
bring up third place Lane Snook here. We'll bring up third place man Lane Snook for you.
Lane Snook joins us here. Well, he was here for a second, and he went back down. But Lane Snook will be joining us just in a moment, and Blake Chapman is actually in the room now as well. Lane Snook has joined us here. Lane, kind of an up and down night for you. Made some moves to get the third. How was it? Are you there, Lane? Not showing that his mic's off, Joe, so I don't know.
Let's see. Lane, join the booth. Got a copy?
I can see him.
Yeah, he might have some
hear him.
technical difficulties there or something.
Yeah, so maybe we'll come back to him, maybe.
Tell you what, Lane, I'm going to drop you back down in the waiting room if you can hear us, and let's get that figured out. We'll bring up second place man, Blake Chapman. Bring up second place man, Blake Chapman.
Blake Chapman joins us in the room here tonight. Started second, finished second, led for a little while there. I would imagine this has to be a bit of a heartbreaker, Blake.
Yeah, I definitely just lost it at the end. Couldn't handle it as well going into the corners, and the bottom was kind of going away. And props to Steven for getting me, though.
Yeah, because you had like 0.8 of a lead. Where did you make your mistake, and what did you do wrong?
I just drove it a little bit too hard into 1 and 2 one time, and he really caught up a lot when I made that mistake. And then he just kept getting me little by little, and it did enough for him at the end there.
Now, when did the bottom start to go away, and did you think about getting out of there?
It was about 10 laps left, maybe a little bit less, and I thought I had a big enough lead that maybe I could just stay down there and hold him off, but just wasn't good enough.
Did you think you still had him even at the white flag, or did you kind of have a feeling, I'm in trouble?
Well, the white flag, we were pretty close there, and I'm like, I don't know. And then I had a pretty good run in 1 and 2, and I figured I might have it, and then he got me in 3 and 4 there at the end.
I'm always curious, why Skittles? Is that your favorite snack or something? Or?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite candy. I got a pack of Skittles right down here by me right now.
Really?
Actually. Oh yeah.
So as soon as so during yellows, you reach down and grab a handful or something like that, maybe?
Yeah.
Seriously, you do, huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay, which is your favorite?
I'd say just the original.
Okay.
I like the purple one. They're really good.
Yeah, I like the berry ones myself. I look for those in the store. Who do you want to say thanks to for the fine run, Blake?
I just want to thank my parents. Well, they got me this triple monitor set up for Christmas, and
you just got it. Nice.
Oh yeah, I was running a single monitor before that, so these are really nice. I've had some tough luck recently, but turned it around here. Grandparents, sister, anybody that watches the broadcast and supports GForce for putting this together, and you guys for doing this for us every week.
Of course, we're here in Epsilon Sprint Reps Victory Lane. So how has the triple monitor setup helped you?
Well, it's really helped me to see outside and inside of me, and it really makes a big difference on the starts. You can get up really close to the next guy and, get right by him. Really helps.
Well, good job, man, and have some Skittles for us, okay?
Absolutely.
Got a real quick question there, Blake. Referring to the triples, have you ever done VR?
No, I have not. I've heard that it's pretty good, but it can make you sick, so I'm kind of scared to try it.
Well, besides that, I was just saying if we could. Everybody has different opinions between triples versus that, so I know triples are great. A lot of people, can race on singles. There you go. But hey, good run there tonight, man.
Thank you.
All right, there you go, Blake Chapman, and let's bring up Lane Snook here again. See if we can get a word with him.
Lane Snook, are you with us, sir?
Yep.
There he is. Okay. Interesting night. Had all of a sudden you fell back in the heat, and you kind of did the same thing here in the feature. What was going on out there for you?
I don't know. In the heat race, I had the wrong setup in, and then I think that would kind of help, kind of screwed me up for the whole entire night. The feature, I was good early and couldn't really get nowhere towards the end. I think the car kind of fell off, or maybe the driver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you had a couple corners where you'd lose a lot of ground, and then you'd make it right back up again. Did the driver make a few errors out there, maybe, Lane?
Yeah, I kept getting really tight and entering one, and then I would have to use throttle to turn.
It is the toughest corner at this track, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you figured it out yet? Are you still working on your setups then to try to combat that? Because obviously, if you're not too tight, if you get too loose in one, you'll be even looser in 3 and 4, right?
I was tight and one, and I didn't want to put my wing forwards any because I was loose everywhere else, but I didn't want to put it back to hit the wall in turn one.
We were talking, Joe and I were talking a little bit earlier about people starting at incredibly young ages. Around here, 5's the minimum. Did you start when you were 5, Lane?
I started when I was 7, I think.
Okay, all right, so 5 seasons so far. And what are you going to be doing this year?
Still running carts. I think we're going all over, so it should be pretty fun.
Well, there's a lot of traveling you can do in carts. When's your first race, or do you even know yet?
I think February 27th.
Oh, so coming up soon. Indoor race or outdoors?
Outdoor.
Okay, well, we wish you all the best. Who do you want to say thanks to, young man?
I'd like to say thank you to Velo City Designs, Vanderbilt Racing, Dirt Doctor Trucking, BioOil.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagman Brothers, GForce Racing Leagues, you guys for the broadcast, Universal Sediment Service, Jacqueline Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keister, Cording Products, Fox's Pizza Den, Mexico Ridge Beef Farm, Snook Dirt Designs, and Fitzy's Perfect Photography.
Anything you'd like to add, Joe, to Mr. Lane Snook?
Outstanding job tonight, as always.
Good job. I have a feeling we might say we once knew him back in the day. Good job, Lane.
Absolutely. When I get older, sorry about that. When I get older in time, that's what we're going to say. I knew him. I used to call some races with him, but this guy here,
a teenager.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, but this guy here, Stephen Goldner, man, just what a move on the last laps to pull it off.
Stephen Goldner, wow, what a night for you. End up coming from the B, working the outside, getting the win, and then switching lanes. Tell me about it. How was it from your point of view?
It was a good race. Definitely a little bit of rub in there, but you're going to get that with short track racing. But it was a fun race with a lot of exciting moments, and it was a good race to the end there for some green flag laps.
I was watching the margins. It was 8/10, either 3 or 4 laps to go. What happened? What did Blake do? How did he make a mistake? Did you find something? What happened in the last 2 laps?
He made a mistake. I don't know if it was like 3 to go or 2 to go. Hit the inside wall a little bit going into 1. I mean, I changed up my line a little bit. I didn't think I had anything for him there with, a handful of laps to go. He was pretty checked out, but I started just trying to run 3 and 4 a little bit harder as hard as I could. And then 1 and 2 is trying to take it easy, because if I ran it too hard, I'd just put it in the wall. I mean, that thing comes out and bites you pretty often there when it gets slick. So I just trying to be as smooth as I could in 1 and 2 and run as hard as I could in 3 and 4. So it was definitely tricky, but it was a fun race.
Joe and I often wonder if those extra laps in the B main benefit you sometimes for the future. Sure, you got to start behind everybody who qualified, but did that help you maybe tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, more laps on a track like Weed Sport, where I don't really, travel too much. It's definitely going to help me out. But I ran here last night too. I got, 20, 30 laps in last night too on a pretty slick track. So that would definitely help. And I ended up picking up the win last night in another league. So I had a little bit of confidence going in here, but I mean, starting 9th, you really never know on a short track.
That's true. Of course, it might have been different had you started 13th, right?
I mean, it's definitely, you got to be super patient at this place for sure at the start until you get some green flag laps in and spread it a little bit, and then you can start making your passes.
No standard bottom line for you tonight, though, huh?
No, moving around, searching around, trying to find what was best. I mean, I went to the bottom once, and I just drove by like I was standing still, so the bottom wasn't there for me tonight.
Well, they always say that, especially with dirt racing, you can't fall in love with a line and try to run it all the time, right?
No, that's for sure. It's definitely something you got to search around all night long and know where your car's best.
So how's this win rate starting from the Consi and coming up and winning? It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, definitely with these guys from Elite, I picked up the win last week too. So it's definitely a good couple weeks for us. I'm not sure where this one ranks up. I mean, Weed Sport's definitely a tough one. Yeah. So I mean, it's up there, but hopefully we've got some bigger ones to come here in the rest of the season.
Who do you want to say thank you to, Mr. Goldner?
I got to thank all the Vanderbilt guys, Jesse, Brandon, Fitzy for working on setups, Kyle, Lane, Brennan, JP, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wegman Bros, Bio.com, Velocity Race Designs, Dirt Doctor Trucking.
And of course, we're seeing now on the screen, that was about the moment that Steven really started to make up all that ground right there. Joe, do you have any questions for Steven?
What a move and what a race. I tell you what, again, congratulations on that win.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We'll definitely be celebrating in the pits here pretty soon.
No doubt. And I tell you what, there you go. Steven Goldner with an outstanding slide move on the outside that made it stick and win it here for the Elite Series. Well, what a night of racing it was here, Doug.
Really was two very distinct tracks, two totally different races, and boy, they were both excellent tonight. So if you want to find out more, like we always say, GForceRL.com, subscribe, like, share, all that stuff, and maybe we'll see you guys out here racing, and we'll be calling your name real soon.
I'll tell you what, for myself here in GeForce, everyone, have a good night.